So, magsasagot tayo ngayon ng sample problems about inventory loss. So, paano ba mag-compute ng inventory loss dito sa financial accounting and reporting? So, usually binibigay ito guys sa mga inventory na topic and lumalabas din naman ito sa board exam. So, unahin natin ito guys. So, basahin muna natin yung question. On January 1, a store had an inventory of 55,000 pesos. January purchases were 46,000 and January sales were 105,000 pesos. On February, FAR destroyed most of the inventory, so the gross profit rate was 25%. Merchandise with selling price of 7,500 remained undamaged after the fire. So compute daw the amount of fire loss assuming the store had no insurance coverage. So ang computation ng fire loss guys is yung you have to compare the actual inventory after fire versus doon sa books inventory value ng inventory in the books. So obviously ang answer nito talaga ay loss. So ito yung magiging computation natin. Ko-compare natin yung actual inventory or yung yung mga natirang if ever may natira after the fire. So compute mo yung natira na inventory after the fire, o kung wala na, so meaning zero ito, versus doon sa inventory na naka-record doon sa libro ng company. So dito mo tayo guys. Actual inventory dito, based sa problem is, sabi niya dito, merchandise daw with selling price of 7,500 remained undamaged after the fire. So yung 7,500, so ito guys, yung 7,500, ito na yung actual inventory niya, pero since naka-selling price siya, so bring down mo, i-compute mo natin kung magkano yung cost niya. So 7,500 times, or you have to divide it. So divide 1.25 kasi based on cost ang kanyang 25 ang valuation ng kanyang inventory. So 25% siya based on cost. So that's why you have to divide it by 1.25. So magkano ito? So kung i-compute mo yun guys, that would be 7,500 divided by 1.25, so it is 6,000. So ito yung magiging value ng inventory mo after the fire. So ito yung mga na-salvage. Tapos i-versus mo siya doon sa value ng inventory based sa libro. So yung books niya, 'di ba, meron siyang beginning na, 'di ba, ang pag-compute ng ending inventory sa books is beginning plus purchases less cost of sales equals ending. Ito na yun yung ending inventory. So compute natin magkano yung ending inventory kasi yun na yung value niya ng inventory as per books. So may beginning ka na 55,000, tapos add mo lang yung purchases na 46 ito, so 55 plus 46, and i-less mo itong sales na 105. Pero yung 105 compute mo muna siya. So naka-sales siya eh. So i-divide mo na naman siya by 1.25. So 105,000 divide 1.25. So yun na yung cost of sales niya. So 105,000 divide 1.25 is 84. So less 84,000. So i-sum it up mo, 55 plus 46 less 84. So ang ending niya is 17,000. So 17,000 ang inventory based on books. Ito 17,000 ang inventory based on books. So ang actual inventory after the fire, yung mga na-salvage na is 6,000, and per book 17,000 na siya. So obviously may loss siya. So ang loss niya ay 11,000. So 17 less 6, that is 11,000. That is loss. So the answer would be letter D. Yan. So madali lang yan guys, diba? Okay, next. Try natin to. So, try natin si Argus Company. So, Argus Company's accounting records indicated the following for 2004. So, inventory January 1 is 6 million, purchases 20 million, sales 30 million. So, a physical inventory taken on December 31, 2004 resulted in an ending inventory of 4,500,000. So, 4,500 ang ending inventory. Gross profit rate based on sales. So, naka-sales siya. Remain constant at 30%. So, Argus suspects some inventory may have been taken down by the new employee. At December 31, 2004, what is the estimated cost of missing inventory? So, iba rin ang case nito guys kasi instead na fire, may nagnakaw ng inventory. So, inventory estimation din siya, and the same lang yung computation natin dun sa unang problem. So compare mo lang yung actual inventory, compare the actual inventory versus doon sa naka-record sa books, recorded as per books. So since nag-suspect ang company na may ninakaw, for sure, mas maliit ang actual inventory compared sa recorded per books. So, obviously, may loss na nangyari. So, compute mo natin yung actual inventory. Actually, given na yung actual inventory, di ba? Sabi niya 4,500. So, wala tayong problema. 4,500,000 na agad ang actual inventory kasi sinabi na niya a physical inventory taken on December 31, 2004 resulted in an ending inventory of 4,500,000. So wala na tayong problema dyan. Next is yung computation muna lang sa inventory as per book record. So same pa rin, beginning plus purchases less cost of sales equals ending inventory. So beginning tayo, beginning is 6 million. Tapos meron kang beginning is 6 million, tapos meron kang purchases na 20 million. Tapos yung sales mo, ang sales nyo guys is 30M, pero you have to get the cost kasi at cost tayo kasi inventory ang hinahanap natin. So convert this at cost, so that is 30 million times yung gross profit rate niya is 30% and yung costing niya is based on sales. Yung pag-compute niya ng gross profit is based on sales. So if 30% ang gross profit, then ang 70% niyan ay cost. So sa 30 million na sales, 70% nun ay cost. So times 70%, so that would be 30 million times 0.7, so that is 21 million. So less 21 million. So sum it up, 6 million plus 20 million, 6 plus 20, less 21 million. So, ang ending inventory per books ay 11 million. So, yun ang inventory per books. So, compare the inventory per books versus dun sa actual. Yung actual niya is 4.5 lang. So, obviously, may loss. So, less 4.5. So, that would be 4, 5, 6M 30 times 0.7 or 30 times 0.7, 21. 6 plus 20 plus 21, 5. So mali pala guys, 6 plus, mali pala yung 6 plus 20 less 21, that is 5. So 5 million siya dito. Mali pala yung calculator. So per record, per books, 5 million na lang ang inventory mo. Pero as per actual inventory, 4-5 na lang. So most probably merong estimated, merong missing inventory. So that would be 500,000. So that is letter B. So the answer is letter B. Okay. Next tayo guys. Next problem for the estimation of inventory. On December 24, 2004, a fire destroyed totally the raw materials bodega of Esmeralda Company. There was no purchase of raw materials from the time of fire until December 31, 2004. So, ito na yung record niya guys. Raw materials niya is sa beginning 90, pero sa end wala na kasi nga na-destroy ng fire. Factory supplies 6,000, tapos 5,000 na lang pagdating ng December 31. Goods in process 185, tapos pagdating ng December 31, 210. Finished goods 220,000, pagdating ng December 31, 225 na lang. Yung accounting records, ito yung sinasabi. Sales daw niya is 1,200,000. Purchases of raw materials is 400,000. Purchases of factory supplies is 30,000. Freight in is 15,000. Direct labor is 220,000. Manufacturing overhead is 75% of direct labor. Take note of this. Manufacturing overhead daw niya ay 75% ng direct labor. Gross profit rate is 35% based on sales. So, naka-based on sales siya. Tanong niya is, magkano daw yung cost ng raw materials destroyed by fire? Okay. So, since nagtatanong siya ng raw materials destroyed by fire, you have to compare the actual inventory after fire versus doon sa recorded per books. Since sabi niya sa beginning ng problem ay a fire destroyed totally. So meaning, wala nang raw materials, so that would be 0. So i-compute mo na lang ay yung recorded per book. So magkano ba yung raw materials na natira as per book record? So you have to compute again. Since walang data na binigay dito sa taas, walang binigay na data dito, so you have to work back kasi nilagay niya naman magkano yung sales. So ito yung sales niya, and then yung finished goods kompleto, goods in process kompleto din. So pwede mo siyang i-work back patungo hanggang sa makarating ka sa raw materials na section. So you have to work it back na lang. Diba ang computation niya yan guys ay direct materials plus direct labor plus manufacturing overhead. Ano ang answer nito? that would be goods placed in process. So, goods placed in process. And then, add mo yung work in process na beginning. Tapos, less mo yung work process end. So, ang answer niya yan, goods completed o yung mga natapos na. Tapos, yung mga natapos na, add mo yung finished goods na beginning. I-less mo yung finished goods na end. So, yung answer niyan ay cost of sales. So, based dito guys, makakompute mo na yung cost of sales. Sabi niya, ang sales daw is 1 million. Sabi niya dito, ang sales niya daw is 1,200,000. Tapos dito sa baba, sabi niya, yung gross profit rate is 35% based on sales. So, if 35% ang gross profit, so ang cost of sales nun ay 65%. So, i-times mo na lang ito. So, sales times 65%. So, that would be 1,200,000 times 0.65. So, ang cost of sales mo ay 780,000 pesos. So, yan ang ilagay mo dito guys. 780,000 pesos. Ang finished goods and given rest dito sa taas. So, sabi niya dito ay 225. Tapos, ang beginning niya ay 220. So, less mo dito 225. Tapos, add mo dito 220. So, yun ang conventional na formula niya. Pero since mag-work back tayo, so, i-reverse natin ang operation. 780. So, instead na i-add mo ang 225, ay minus mo, i-add mo siya. So, plus 225. Tapos, yung 220 na finished goods beginning, instead na i-add, i-minus mo. Less 220. So, that would be 785. So, ito yung goods na na-complete. 785,000. Tapos, dito tayo sa work in process. Sa work in process, sabi sa taas, meron siyang beginning na 185,000. Meron din siyang ending na 210. So, i-cut mo lang siya dito. So, ang work in process end is 210. That is like minus. Tapos, ang work in process beginning is 185. So, add mo siya sa conventional. Pero since mag-work back tayo, you have to reverse the operation. So, 785, i-add mo ang 210, in-minus mo ang 185. So, 810,000. Ito yung goods placed in process. 810,000. Next, makukompute mo ba ang manufacturing overhead? Yes, makukompute mo ang manufacturing overhead guys. Kasi sabi niya dito, 75% ng DL ay manufacturing overhead. Yung DL mo is 220. So, i-times mo lang dito ang 75%, ito na yung manufacturing overhead. So, 220 times 0.75, that is 165,000. Ito yung manufacturing overhead mo. So, pag mo dito, manufacturing overhead is 165,000. Tapos, ang DL mo, given na siya, 220,000. So, makukompute mo na si direct materials used. So, 810, since add sila, so, i-reverse mo, so you have to minus it. So, less 165, less 220, so that is 425. Ito na yung raw materials used. So, sa raw materials na T account, to compute the DM or direct materials used, you have the RM beginning plus purchases less RM used, or ito yung direct materials. So, result ending. Okay, so to compute, yung RM beginning is given na siya, 90,000. Ito. So, 90,000. Tapos yung purchases, given na din. Sabi niya dito, may raw materials daw na binili 400,000. Tapos, yung factory supplies guys, hindi na siya kasali. Kasi nga, na-compute na natin yung manufacturing overhead. So, do not include the factory supplies. And pansinin nyo, mayroong freight in. So, i-add ito. Don't forget the freight in kasi ang freight in ay related sa raw materials. So, add siya. Addition siya doon sa purchases ng raw materials. So, 400 plus 15,000 na freight in. So, yung purchases mo ay 415,000. Tapos, may direct materials used ka na ito, 425,000. So, less 425. So, ito na yung ending. So, 90,000 plus 415,000. 90,000 plus 415 less 425. So, 80,000 pesos. So, ito yung ending ng raw materials. And, since per books is 80 siya, so, actual inventory ay 0. Per books, dapat meron ka pang 80,000 pesos. So, since na-destroy na siya, so, ang loss mo ay 80,000. That's letter B. Yan. So, madali lang guys. You have to work it back lang. And for our last problem, ang tanong nyo naman ay magkano daw yung work in process destroyed by fire? So, madali lang to guys. Again, you have to compare the actual versus per books. So, ito na yung loss. So, basahin muna natin. The work in process inventory of glue company was completely destroyed by fire. So, take note, completely destroyed. So, wala nang actual inventory. On June 1, 2004, you were able to establish the physical inventory figures as follows. So, raw materials mo daw ay 60,000 pesos. Tapos, pagdating ng December 31, 120 na lang. Work in process mo ay 200,000 pesos. Pero, since na-destroyed by fire na siya, lahat-lahat, so wala nang work in process. So, zero na siya dito sa actual. And then, finished goods mo ay 280. Yung actual ending is 240. So, as you can see, you have to work it back. Kasi nga, given na yung finished goods work in process. So, ang gagawin mo na lang is mag-work back ka na lang. So, sales daw from January 1 to May 31 is 546,750. Purchase of raw materials is 200 and the freight in on purchases is 30,000. Direct labor during the period was 160,000. It was agreed with insurance adjusters that an average gross profit rate of 35% based on cost. Take note, ang gross profit rate niya is based on cost, so 35%. And that direct labor was 160% of the factory overhead. The working process, inventory destroyed by fire. So, ito na. So, yung ending niya ang nawala, ang working process ending. So, paano ngayon guys? Diba? Work in process, beginning. Diba, ito yung goods completed. Goods placed in process. Goods placed in process. So goods placed in process, add mo yung work in process beginning, i-less mo yung work in process end, ito na yung magiging goods completed. Tapos sa goods completed, i-add mo yung finished goods beginning, i-less mo na yung finished goods end. So, ang sagot nito ay cost of sales o yung sales mismo. Sabi niya dito, yung sales daw is 546. Ito, 546,000 ang sales. Pero naka-sales siya. So, you have to compute yung cost. And sabi niya is 35% daw ang gross profit niya. Gross profit rate niya based on cost. So, you have to compute yung cost ng sales. So, that would be 546,750 divided by 1.35. So, sagot nito ay 546,750 divide 1.35. So, 405,000. Ito yung cost of sales, 405,000. And then, finished goods end, given na siya. Ito, 240. Finished goods beginning, given na din, 280. So, fill up mo na lang. 240, deduct ito. And then, 280, add. So, since work back tayo, you have to reverse the operation. So, 405,000 plus 240 less 280. So, that is 365. Ito yung goods na nakompleto. Goods that are complete. Nakompleto within the period. So, next is, compute mo na yung work in process end. So, since hindi given ang work in process end kasi nga destroyed by fire, pero given ang work in process beginning which is 200,000. So, work in process beginning mo ay dito 200,000. Pero you cannot perform the operation kasi guys, hindi given ang goods that are placed in process during the year. So, i-compute mo muna itong goods placed in process during the year. So, paano siya i-compute? That is direct materials used. I-add mo yung direct labor. I-add mo yung manufacturing overhead. So, ang tanong, direct materials used, paano ba siya computing? So, direct materials used, that is RM beginning plus purchases less direct materials used. Ito na yung direct materials used. So, yung answer nito is raw materials end. So, yung raw materials end at saka beginning given na siya guys. Kasi ito yun 60,000 beginning. Yung end niya is 120,000. So, end niya is 120. Beginning niya ay 60,000. Yung purchases given na din. Yung purchase niya daw is 200. Tapos, freight ng purchases, don't forget, i-add mo ito. So, may 30,000. That is 230. So, 230,000. So, makakompute mo na siya guys. You have to work it back na lang. So, 120. So, since i-reverse mo siya, so less 230 less 60. So, yung freight. So, yung DM used niya ay 170. So, ito yung dito. So, direct materials used ay 170. Direct labor, given na siya guys. Ito. Direct labor daw during the period was 160,000. So, 160. Tapos, ang manufacturing overhead niya ay and that direct labor cost was, take note that take note of this guys. Direct labor cost daw was 160% of the factory overhead. So meaning ito ay 160% ng factory overhead. So to compute the factory overhead, you have to get the 100%. So i-divide mo siya by 100%. So 160 divide 1.6. So 160 divide 1.6. That would be 100,000. Bakit divide 1.6 yung computation? Kasi sabi niya dito guys, direct labor daw, direct labor cost was 160% of the factory overhead. So meaning ito is 160% na siya. So to get the 100%, you have to divide it by 1.6. So yung 100% ay ito yun. C manufacturing overhead. Okay, so you have to add it all. 170 plus 160 plus 100,000, that is 430. So makukompute mo na yung work in process and so that would be, you have to reverse the operation. 365 less 200,000 less 430, that would be 265,000. So ito yung nawala, guys. So ito yung work in process and na nasunog completely. The answer is letter B. So yan. So hopefully you learned something, guys. Basta when it comes to computation of missing inventory or estimation of inventory destroyed by fire, just take note na you have only to compare the actual inventory. Compare mo lang yung actual inventory after fire or after yung theft o yung pagnanakaw versus dun sa inventory na recorded per books. So yung answer nito ay automatic loss. So hanggang dyan lang, guys. Thank you for listening and bye-bye.